Hey guys, really appreciate you checking out my YouTube channel. You've been watching this week. You know, we've been talking about situational football, what to do in certain situations in the game. So we've talked about red zone offense and defense, time management, going for two, okay? Today, we're gonna be talking about specific special teams. Can't cover all of them inside. I'm trying to keep these to 5 to 8 minutes. Can't get them all in that time. Try to get a few, okay? If you've got more questions or something you want me to cover, reach out to me. You can find me on my website, fbcoachsimpson.com, or you can email me, fbcoachsimpson@gmail.com. If you've got more questions, we'd love to help you. And there's also some materials on fbcoachsimpson.com that might be able to help you go way more in depth than we're able to, you know, on a quick YouTube video. So today, I want to talk about 3 different special teams and how those situations play out. If you know that I'm from the state of Arkansas, you probably know of a guy way more famous and more accomplished than me, and Kevin Kelly, who has become famous for not punting and not kicking off. Okay, and so and I think there's a whole lot of merit to what he's saying, but I'm not all the way in that boat yet. However, there's a few things we look at in our kickoff team and our punt team as we make decisions to what we're going to do season to season and week to week. First thing we do in our kickoff, as we're talking about how we're going to handle kickoff, is we look at the ability level of our kicker. Okay, can he kick it in the end zone? Well, now we got all kinds of options, because kick it in the end zone is nice. That's perfect. Okay, I don't always get that. How often can he kick it in there? Can he directional kick the ball? Okay, because here's what I don't like to see. We call it the boomerang effect, where I kick it really deep and you run it really far. Okay, I don't understand in high school football, really even college football at times, and even NFL football at times, why in the world I would kick it to your best player in open space, especially if there's a big gap in talent, and let him beat me. So the first thing we're doing in kickoff is that ain't happening. He ain't getting the ball. Okay, so we want to be able to directional kick away from a kid. All right. Then we're looking at where's your average starting field position. Okay, if we're kicking it away from your kid, you're still getting the ball at 40. Okay, well, we're probably going to be way more aggressive in onside kicks that week. Okay, if we're getting you pinned down to the 30 or so, we're probably not going to be as aggressive. So those are scenarios we look at when making determinations of how aggressive we're going to be in our onside game. We're also looking at what kids are up there. You know, are we going to be able to kick it to number 62 over there not ready for it? Well, that's probably what we're going to do. Okay, most teams we see have certain things they do on special teams, and we want to try to attack that. Okay, so we may look different week to week in our kickoff game. Punt game, same deal. I ain't kicking it to that guy. Okay, that guy's not going to beat me, or if we do, he's going to have to run really far, okay, or run up, or wait for the ball. He's not going to catch a line drive in phase, or we're not very smart. Okay, so we're looking punt team wise. How good is our punter? How athletic is our punter? How are you handling our punt team? Okay, and that's going to determine how many times we fake, if we're going to rugby kick, okay, if we're going to kick it to the right, kick it to the left, how are we going to handle that? So we're making determinations on you. We're also making determinations on our offense of when to punt, okay? When are we going to punt? Well, are we averaging 3-4 yards a carry and it's 4th and 2? Well, I'm not really going to freak out a whole lot if we're at our own 30. We're getting 3 yards a carry and it's 4th and 1. We may go for it right there if the situation calls for it. But I think there's a lot of times when people just realize 4th down, we got to punt, and just give up on that. There's nothing more stressful, I don't think, than playing a team that is playing with 4 downs. Because it's hard to stop a team for 3 downs. It's really hard to stop a team for 4. And so a lot of times for us, if we've already made the decision, we're probably going to be very aggressive on 4th down. Our 3rd down calls actually become more conservative. Okay? If we think we're going to go for it on 4th down, we don't have to throw for the 1st down on 3rd down. We just got to get some yardage. And so it can change the way you call the game depending on how you view your punt team. The situational football again. So it's not just fakes, not just how to punt, when to punt, okay, where to kick it. That kind of stuff matters. Last one we'll look at is extra point field goal and 2-point. I hit a lot of this the other day on just when to go for 2. So real quickly on this one, just kind of a review. How good is your kicker? How good is your snapper? How good is your holder? If they're not great, one of the 3 is not great, we're going to spend more time working 2-point plays that year than we normally would. So instead of maybe having 5 2-point plays, we may have 8. Okay, or we may have certain things we do off of our extra point field goal with more fakes built in. Like run swinging gate. Okay, you know, my favorite team's the Dolphins. They run swinging gate, and they get like play of the year. I've been running that stuff for 15 years, and man, I get nothing. You know, but running different fakes is the idea here. If you're not as good at kicking or going for 2, you know, when is that going to play in? So when you're making determinations of how your kickoff team's going to look this year, how your punt team's going to look this year, extra point, field goal, 2-point is going to look this year, you need to walk through that. You need to evaluate your team, the other team, okay? And then, as the situations will dictate, you can make decisions on how you're going to handle that. You may become a Kevin Kelly and go for it every time. Hats off to you. I'm not quite that bold, okay? You may decide you're never going to kick deep. Awesome. You may decide you don't want to do that. But those are the scenarios that I'm walking through and the situations that I'm faced with each year and that you're faced with, and you got to make decisions. Always best to make those now, okay, instead of in the middle of a game on Friday night or on week 5. It's better to try to get ahead of that stuff now if you can. Guys, if you got more questions, if I didn't get to your specific question you might have had, you can reach out to me, fbcoachsimpson@gmail.com. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Hopefully you got something from the Situational Football Week. Next week we'll have a different theme. I'm excited about it, and I'll see you then.